Batman versus Spider-Man. It's one of the most iconic Marvel versus DC fights out there. Up there with the likes of Superman versus Hulk or Thanos versus Darkseid. But while it might be an iconic fight, it's not necessarily a close fight. In fact, today I'm going to show you why I think Batman vs. Spider-Man isn't even close. What's up, guys? I'm Daniel and this is Danco. We do fight breakdowns every week, plus the occasional power ranking video like this one or things like that. So if that seems interesting to you, we'll sit back and enjoy the video. Hit that like button. If you want to, we'll hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Now let's get to it. Now, starting out, Batman. And the guy's trained himself until he's reached peak physical human levels, then basically shattered all the records and became above peak human. He's strong enough to bench press over 1,000 pounds, rip through metal, or even knock around things that easily weigh multiple tons. And Bruce has no problem using all that strength with his punches or kicks. He's regularly knocking down walls or kicking through metal, regularly knocking out metahumans, and sending people flying dozens of feet with just one strike. Batman might not necessarily look it, and he is supposed to be just a normal human, but you can kind of say that essentially whatever Captain America can do, Batman can pull off something similar. Sure, Steve might be ultimately a bit stronger, but Bruce is well within that super soldier range of strength. Same with durability. Batman is much more durable, especially with his incredible armor. Also, just for the fight, since Spider-Man isn't really likely to start shooting Batman with bullets, trying to trap him in explosions, we're really just going to be focusing in on blunt durability for Bruce. Now, out of his armor, Batman has taken some pretty nasty beatings, even an attack or two from Wonder Woman, so he's definitely tough. And his Batsuit only adds onto that even more. He's regularly taking attacks from all sorts of opponents, some of whom are roughly around the same strength level as Spider-Man. I'm talking your Venom amped Banes, your Deathstrokes, even some heavier hitters like Professor Zoom, Aquaman, or even Superman. And those last two were either mind controlled or just royally pissed off, so they weren't necessarily holding back all that much. Batman still managed to survive all those attacks, even if he came out the other side a little bloodied and beaten up. And lastly, I feel like I should mention speed. Batman is incredibly fast and agile, far superior to even Olympic level athletes. Like at this point, normal people simply move in slow motion to him. He can move so fast that he's just simply a blur, and Batman has routinely been able to dodge bullets and gunfire, even if it's automatic machine gun fire or bullets fired at literally point blank range. Batman can still dodge all of it. He might still call himself just a normal human, but I think it's pretty clear that he's moved a little bit past that by now. However, I want you to take all that, everything I've just said, and throw it out the window. There's absolutely no way that Batman is even remotely comparable to Spider-Man in these three stat categories. Peter far surpasses Bruce in all of them. Like with strength, well, he's been able to easily throw around cars and trucks, even lift subway cars clear over his head, or even private jets. Heck, Peter is able to lift up one of those massive construction cranes, or even basically help support and lift up buildings all by himself. And man, Spidey can use all that strength and throw one heck of a punch. He's been able to fight against some of his toughest villains, Venom, Rhino, Electro, punch them clean through buildings. That's just like a regular thing for him. On one hand, Peter can knock out a guy with just one finger, and on the other hand, he can actually injure the Hulk. No doubt about it, Spider-Man is significantly stronger than Batman. He's also significantly tougher. I mean, Batman has taken some punches from who? Killer Croc and Deathstroke? Well, Spider-Man has taken punches from Juggernaut, Hulk, Apocalypse, Hercules, and Gladiator and been just fine. Batman could never. Spider-Man actually rests by letting normal people punch him. So you really have to ask the question, how much damage are Batman's punches really gonna do? And finally, Spider-Man is legit one of the fastest and one of the most agile characters in all of comics. So no way is Batman going to be able to compare to him in any real way here either. He's able to move faster than the eye can see, and just appeared like a blur to even well-trained fighters. He can literally move across miles in just seconds. And forget just simply dodging bullets, that stuff is too easy for Spider-Man at this point. He's legit dodging lightning and dodging energy blast, even energy blasts that are supposedly faster than light itself. And all that translates into Spider-Man routinely being able to speed blitz most opponents he goes up against, even with the likes of Black Panther or Daredevil or other master martial artists. Even though they might be more skilled than Pete, Spider-Man is just so much faster that he's gonna land his hits anyway. No doubt about it, Spider-Man is more powerful than Batman, by like a magnitude of 10. He far outclasses Batman in each one of these physical categories. It's not even close to being close. However, you could say to not count Batman out so quickly. He's beaten a lot of people who are physically more powerful than him through his brain and his skill and his gadgets. And yeah, you're right. I mean, that is part of the wonder of Batman, is that he's regularly beating guys who way outclass him through his skill and his gadgets. He's arguably the world's best fighter. And if you don't want to put him at the tippy top, well, you can count on one hand the people who are better than him. He's trained to perfection, become a master in every form of combat there is. He can react and fight without even thinking, and is trained to be able to predict an opponent's move to the point where he knows his opponent's next move before even they do. On top of that, he knows every nerve strike in the human body and is regularly using them to knock out opponents, even metahumans like Spider-Man. He also comes equipped with pretty much every weapon and gadget you could possibly imagine, outside of guns and stuff, of course. He's got batarangs, his signature weapon, and he's probably one of the world's best shots when it comes to throwing them. He's got some pretty serious explosives, some of which can even stagger and knock back Kryptonians. He's got electrical weapons powerful enough to send out tens of thousands of volts, sonic grenades, even knockout gas or tranks that can put down superhumans. And with those weapons and with that skill, well, Batman has been able to beat basically every other street level character in DC Comics. And he didn't stop there. He's taken down plenty of villains and some heroes who are way outside of his normal pay grade. So it's possible that he could do the same thing here with Spider-Man. Possible, but definitely not likely. Not even close. Because for all of Batman's skill and all of his weapons, well, Spider-Man has the perfect counter, his spider sense. Just like Batman knows pretty much every move an opponent is going to make because of years of training and skill, well, Spider-Man will know every move that Batman is about to make, just because his spider sense is going to tell him. Batman can't sneak up on him. Batman can't do anything that'll catch Spidey off guard, and Pete will always be multiple steps ahead of Bruce throughout the entire fight. And the spider sense isn't just a warning system telling him when he's about to get hit, but it's also essentially a radar, giving him complete awareness of all his surroundings. So there goes any stealth on Batman's part. There goes the element of surprise in any way, which is usually Batman's go-to move for fighting against opponents who are stronger and faster than him. Also, even if Batman was able to land some hits with weapons, it's not like Spider-Man isn't more than tough enough to take it. He's taken lightning from Thor, and over 100,000 volts of electricity. And okay, he's taken grenades at point-blank range, repeatedly taking blasts and attacks from different Iron Man armors. Spidey's even survived a Scud missile exploding right on top of him. He's pretty much immediately recovered from nerve strikes from Iron Fist. Spider-Man is also pretty much immune to any toxin or chemical attack because his body can just instantly filter it out. His body's even held off enough toxin to wipe out an entire city. There's also Spider-Man's web shooters to take into account. They've been able to restrain the likes of Iron Man, even Hercules and other gods, so I doubt Batman is going to be escaping from them. Even if you want to argue that Batman could cut or connive his way out, it's still going to be difficult. Spider-Man's webbing is basically fireproof, acid-proof, and nearly impossible to cut through. While he might not nearly be as skilled as Batman is, Spider-Man has worked with the top martial arts expert in Marvel, Shang-Chi, to develop his own personal fighting style called the Way of the Spider, meant to enhance his spider powers and give Pete some measure of fighting skill. Basically, at the end of the day, Batman has skill, experience, and tech and gadgets on his side. But Spider-Man is much stronger, much faster, much tougher, has a way to reliably counter everything that bats can throw at him. I would say that Spider-Man is just as experienced in using his powers in a fight as Batman is at using his skill and weapons. You could argue that Batman could theoretically beat Spider-Man. It's possible. Batman is an amazing fighter and master tactician. But in any real fight where they're both genuinely trying to beat the other, Spider-Man would wreck Batman and wouldn't even really be close. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. If you stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're going to see more videos like this one every single week. I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.